Closing is always easy when you're in Cardone U. We role play with Grant Cardone's team. They know just what to do. They're always there to support us. We couldn't ask for more. On our way in the right direction, we found what we're looking for. In FLC, closing is better with appointment setters. You'd better believe we're not a team but a family. We work together in harmony. We are devoted, on that you can quote me, in FLC.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the FLC Hangout where your freedom lifestyle begins. I am so excited for our guest today. We have Diala in the house. I have heard so many good things about you. You are a master NLP life coach, a property developer, architect, best-selling children book author, a mother, a wife. Oh my goodness, where does it stop? So I'm very excited to get into our topic today. I think it will really benefit not only us here, but anyone watching. So grab your pen, grab your paper. Before we do get started, make sure you're following us all on Instagram and are on the screens now. And without further ado, Misty, over to you.
Oh, thank you so much for being here, Dalia. This is mind-blowing. Is there anything you can't do? Because I mean, listen to that. I mean, hello. Sounds like you can do anything and everything. And, you know, we're so excited, like I said, to have you here. So once again, thank you. This is going to be so incredible. I'm so excited because we're going to learn so much. So guys, like Josie said, get your pen and paper. You want to take notes. You want to follow her. You want to follow Dalia everywhere that you can find her. This is going to be so amazing. I'm so excited. I'm going to get tongue-tied, so I do apologize. So Dalia, do you want to just kind of give us an idea a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Sure. So thank you. Thanks a lot, Josie and Misty, for inviting me on this podcast. I'm really excited to be here. Yeah. So basically, just to give you a bit of background, I studied architecture and then I moved into development, property development. And at some point in time, I got diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. And this is where, I started asking myself questions about life and why are we here? Why am I doing what I'm doing? And I started really assessing everything that I'm doing in my life and how I'm living my life. And obviously, the level of stress was super high at that moment in time. And so I decided that I need to learn more. I need to understand, the mindset game and how it's connected to the body and the soul. And so this is where my journey started around 8 years ago. And I started reading a lot of books first and through my journey of understanding how the brain and the mindset are actually, are connected to the body and the health, and everything else. So the first thing that I did was during COVID in 2020, I decided to basically open my account called My Power of Happiness on Instagram. And I started posting, mindset, started posting mindset posts and things that elevate people, especially at the time where everybody was at home. And it was actually, I was doing it for myself and for others, just to kind of keep myself sane. And then suddenly I saw that there was a large amount of people that was starting to follow me, but also interested in this topic as much as me. So sometimes, you start asking yourself these questions, is this related to my purpose? And a lot of dots started to connect. And so this is where I started taking it a bit more seriously, and I started to to look into NLP and understand a little bit deeper in the neuroscience and how the brain works and how, you know, your thoughts and your feelings and your actions actually create your reality. So the first step was, you know, knowing and understanding that power that you have in your mind. I also like went through a program of like nutrition where I started eating healthy food and all of that stuff. And I can happily say that I'm inflammation free. You know, that disease or the autoimmune disease that showed up in my life, I managed to take control of that and to take control of my mindset and to link all the dots with my purpose. And this is where I got basically certified as a master NLP life coach. And through my meditations, I realized that my purpose in life is to actually empower millions of people, women in particular, to find the power within them, to create the life that they want. So that's something that's within me. I know that it's not a coincidence, you know, all of the different events that happened in my life that led me to where I am today. And it just makes me happy to do that, you know. So
yeah, absolutely, that's amazing, and it's so powerful as well. Like the everything that you've been through and how now you're helping other people. And I also love what you said about you kind of just started for yourself, right? Just keep yourself busy, something to do, and it's often that grows into something that actually you're like, wait, hang on, like I can make this a lifestyle, a business. So I love that so much. And I do want to ask as well, can you explain a little bit what NLP, which is Neuro Linguistic Programming, is? And yeah, and how it can benefit people in like not only personal life, but does that translate into business?
Yeah, sure. So neuro-linguistic programming basically is the science of understanding how your actions and your thoughts and your feelings create your reality. And I mean, some people may think that this is, you know, woo stuff, but it's not, because 10 years ago, neuroscientists started really studying the brain with the technology and the digital technology, technically studying the brain and how it works. And they realized that the brain is not hardwired. It's not like you're born and like this and end of the story. No, actually, you can reprogram your brain, and whatever beliefs you have in your subconscious or unconscious mind that you got from when you were young, through neuro-linguistic programming and through the techniques that are there, you can actually like reprogram your brain and direct yourself towards, you know, your goals and you know, the person that you want to become. So this is, I find this like absolutely fascinating. You can actually see online also some videos of how the neural connections are being formed in the brain whenever, you know, people are reprogramming their brain or having like a transformation moment or during meditation. So, you know, and a lot of people have actually cured themselves also from diseases, but also transformed their mindset into, you know, like this, what do you call it? Almost like, yeah,
Strong.
I can do everything. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I found this like extremely powerful, and to learn it and to help other people, you know, discover that power, because it's not, you know, it's for everybody. It's not like someone specific or someone who's a, you know, super amazing star. Yeah, they're amazing, but everybody is amazing, and everybody has the power to realize that, you know, we are born with a gift, and we are born with all the possibilities, and it's up to us to do the internal work in order to achieve what we want.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, I've seen some of the videos on how when they were mapping it out, and they show in the videos how they're mapping out how the neurons, they're all reconstructing and moving around and changing when I've seen how they do some of that. It's so fascinating.
Yeah.
And I really, and I love the fact that because our brains work in such a way that, and we don't even know how the full power of it yet, but how it works in such a way that you can tap into that, learn how to use it, and heal yourself and change your mindset. And that is absolutely, I find it so fascinating. And I have a question, but I think you kind of touched on this, because I think when you're talking about the neuro-linguistic, programming and everything, I think that'll kind of it stands out on its own. But I wanted to ask, how is this different from regular life coaching? And what are some unique strategies that people can use to maybe help do? Are there some strategies or techniques that they can use to do it themselves, or should they have guidance from somebody that really knows how to work all that to be able to do it themselves?
Yeah, sure. So look, I mean, in terms of life coaching, I'm not going to comment on that as much as what I can just comment more on the NLP, way, or NLP life coaching, because what NLP does is that it doesn't go a lot on why I have this problem, and it doesn't go extremely deep into understanding and like ruminating in the story for a long time and talk about the same thing over years of therapy. It's more understanding on how you are creating this problem. Okay, what is that? What is your strategy of when you create stress for yourself? What is the strategy that you are using to create stress? Okay, for example, you have a limiting belief that you want to, let's say, you want to
make cold calls.
You want to make cold calls, but you believe that you are not, you are not a very influential person. So you don't go deep into why. You start asking your questions, you start writing your limiting beliefs, and this is where, through the conversation that I have with the client, whether it is, we call it quantum linguistics. So there's a certain way of asking questions, and then usually the client is in a bubble, and when the client is in a bubble, it's very difficult for them to get out. So what the NLP life coach does is ask a few questions, and then suddenly the client starts realizing, okay, I can be out of the bubble. And then on top of that, on top of the discussions that we have, there's also like, we call them the NLP techniques, but it's almost like meditation or timeline therapy, where you just close your eyes and go back to the time where you created that limiting belief, and you learn the lessons. Basically, the problems that we have are based on our beliefs or our experience and our traumas. But unless we learn the lesson of what it is trying to teach us, the positive learnings, then it's always going to come back and come back and come back in different ways. It's going to show up in our lives in different ways through different people. So this is what it is. It's linked with understanding how the brain works. Then you can do the change instantly. Now you asked me a very interesting question, meaning if people can do it by themselves, or if do they need a coach. So obviously, I would say learning the techniques or understanding how the brain works, in my mind, first you need to learn it through whether it is through a course or through a training or something like that. You have to first understand how it works. You have to learn it, and then eventually, obviously, you can definitely coach yourself or try to get rid of the limiting beliefs by yourself. And However, in my mind, I think from time to time having a coach. I mean, I have a coach. I'm a coach and I have a coach, and my coach has a coach.
Yeah.
So it's always good, and it's not like a continuous forever, but it's always good to have a mentor or a coach from time to time, so that you can sometimes, even with knowing like what you want to do or how to do it, you're still in the bubble. So
Yeah.
that's where the person who's outside the bubble can, see it and then help you get out of it. But it doesn't need years and years of therapy, which is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you don't know what you don't know until you know it, right? And there is no way of knowing what you don't know until someone else comes in and tells you what you don't know. So that's enough of saying what you don't know. And I also love,
come on, one more time.
What you don't know. No.
Okay, thank you.
I also love what you said at the beginning as well, that this isn't some like woo-woo stuff, because I feel like people who are kind of maybe aren't in this community or don't practice or believe in what we call woo-woo stuff, they might get turned off from the idea, because it can sound very out there and very spiritual, but it's not. It's literal science, right? It's your brain, it's the neurons, there's cold hard proof and evidence that it's not just some mindset that you need to adopt and magically everything is better. It's science, and it does change your brain chemistry, right? So I love that. Yeah, absolutely. And also what you said about that it's for everyone, even people who maybe think they're doing great, they're doing fine in life. There's always an area that you can improve on and go deeper in. And I'm not even going to say that. Like, there is always for everyone an area that you can improve on. So by getting that right advice, by getting around the right people, you will realize that you can work on it and become an even better version of yourself, which is at the end of the day what we should all be doing every day, right? So make sure you check out, I'm going to put all your Instagrams, your links everywhere. So if you want the right advice, go check them out, description. But I do want to ask, tell us a little bit more about your background in architecture and property development. Like, how did you find your way to what you're doing now, or do you still kind of do both, or how did that work?
Actually, I studied architecture. I mean, I decided about architecture a long time ago. I didn't know I was going to go into architecture, but then I was my husband, who's we were together since then. He was doing architecture, so I was very interested in it, and this is how I started that. And then I, at some point, I think 2003, I did my master's in architecture at Yale University. So I continued all the way, and then, having worked in architecture for a while, I was bored. So I said, okay, let me learn development. This is me. I'm always looking for something like the enhancement, the soul is looking for that, right?
That's good.
So I've been working in this field for the last 20 years, and currently I still have my corporate job. I still do that, and at the same time I'm working on my purpose and building the business of coaching and mindset with my lovely, amazing team of Freedom Lifestyle. Obviously, thank you so much. And honestly, like such an amazing community, because doing my corporate job, which demands a lot of me, 9 to 5, and also building a business and doing everything that we do, as well as being a mother and a wife, it requires a lot of attention, and having a helpful community that allows me to stay connected to my purpose, that is priceless, honestly. So thank you. I mean, honestly, thank you so much. And even I had my call with Seb the other day, because he was helping me with the ads. And the first thing I said was, I'm so grateful.
Wow.
So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for being
Yes.
here.
Yes, we love having you part of the community, and you enhance so many lives just by being here, and we're so grateful to you for that.
Thank you.
You are so incredible. You have a best-selling book on Amazon, and I'm going to let you tell people a little bit about that.
Yeah,
And
sure.
then, so Josie can post where the link where you can find that book. And then I would love to hear a little bit more about the fact that you were published on Dubai TV as well. So I
Sure.
would love to hear more about those.
And won awards for it. Just saying.
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. I can't forget about the awards.
So yeah, I'll tell you the story. Actually, that was part of my, the dots that I was talking about previously. Yeah, around 7 years ago, I was walking in the park with my son. He was 6 years old at that time, yeah, something like that. And then we were walking in the park, and there was a lot of bugs around. He started getting really angry, and I said to him, just, Anthony, calm down, let's enjoy our time, And he said to me something, I'm so angry, I can't help myself, and I can't change the way I feel. And this was a very important moment for me, because I was reading all the mindset books, trying to work on my mindset, and I saw that my son was in a victim mentality. I can't change the way I feel. And I was like, nope, I gotta deal with that. So I went down to to his level, like his eye level, and I told him, you know that you can change the way you feel. I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and think about something positive. And he tried that. And then he opened his eyes and he told me, wow, I feel happy. And then he said, not like ha 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 happy, but serious and positive. And I was like, oh my God, he was able to describe stillness.
6 years old.
Yes. So I was jumping of joy, and I told him, oh my God, this is amazing. Wow, I'm so impressed. And he told me, let's write a book and to teach other kids and people how to, change the way they feel. And so our first book together is called The Power of Serious Positive. Can I take a minute to get it? Give me one second.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's pretty incredible. 6 years old, and he's already like tapping into that and figuring that out, how to do that. That's incredible.
Absolutely.
Not many 6-year-olds can do that.
Wise beyond his wise.
And so this is how we did it. And again, working on my mindset, I was not a writer at that time. I was an architect. And then I just thought to myself, no, we're going to have this experience together. Me and my son, we're going to write this book, and I'll figure it out how to publish it. I have no clue, but I'll figure it out. And so that's how it started. And we published our first book, our second book, and our third book.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the story, which is also linked, as well as, so in terms of the Dubai TV, you asked me, Misty, what happened is because of how, when you take action, coincidences start to show up, and serendipity starts to play in your life, right? So I've given my book to a colleague of mine who works at the Ministry of Happiness. And there's a Ministry of Happiness in Dubai. Imagine how amazing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
Wow.
happiness and well-being. So so he works there. So I gave him the book. I said, take the book. So he showed it to the minister, and she absolutely loved the book. She loved Anthony, she loved the book, she loved us. Yeah. So she posted it on her personal Twitter account, and they posted it on their Instagram account. And then they came over to do an interview with us. So that's kind of the first step. And once that happened, then a colleague of mine said, my wife works in Dubai TV. She would love to have you over for an interview. And so I went to talk about it on Dubai TV as well. So it's, you know, that's what, when you take action, when it's aligned action and full of commitment, then you know, opportunities and coincidences start showing up in your life. So that was that story.
Oh my
I
God.
love that.
How cool is that? And I also think you're being a bit modest here, because you won an endorsement for your excellency for this. So hoo-ha-hoo for you. That is amazing. And your son at 6 years old, being able to, you're working together, you're writing a book together. He is beyond his years. That is excellent, amazing. And it's what you said a little bit ago really struck something for me, because it's so true that people think that they are stuck in the way that they feel, right? Like your son, he was angry, and that's all he could feel at the time. But once you actually realize that you have the power to change your mindset, and it's so easy, but in the heat of the moment, we forget that we can actually choose how we want to feel. We can wake up every day and choose what we're going to do that day and how we're going to feel. And sometimes, I'm going to use the example of cold calls, because we're in sales also here. We'll get a cold call, and we'll get a not so nice person, or in a demo, a not so nice person, and that can really affect the way you feel. And I have been guilty. I'll hold my hand up. I've been guilty of letting that ruin my whole entire day.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't have to. It will take 2 minutes to sit down. Okay, I feel like this, I'm going to change it to this, I'm going to carry on, instead of it ruining my 10 plus hours of my day I have left. So I love that so much. And I want to ask you as well, and also you, Misty, too, what's kind of a technique you can share with someone watching, and they might get triggered easily, angry easily? What's something they can do at that moment to kind of change the way they feel? Can you give us a little secret?
Yeah, of course. I mean, one thing that you know, we always forget, okay, it's breathing, because breathing, and scientifically proven, calms the nervous system and brings you from a, you know, the stress level all the way to the calm level. And so the first thing I would say is to stop, to realize this is happening, like to heighten the level of awareness. So first stop, and then take a deep breath, more than one, as many as you need, until you feel that your body has calmed down. And then if you need another level, then I would say to just remind yourself of what you are grateful for, you know, name three things that you are grateful for at that moment, because understanding what you are grateful for and what you have in your life also automatically brings and calms the nervous system and brings you back to center. So this is these are, like, one would say, oh, so easy. Yes, they are easy, and they are available for everyone. And if we just you know, take the responsibility to heighten the awareness, because nothing can change without awareness, and without us or without the person, you know, trying to wanting to enhance, become the best version of yourself. So the person would need to you know, realize that and just do those steps. So awareness, breathing, gratitude.
Wow, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We're saying that it's not woo-woo stuff, but a lot of the woo-woo stuff has a basis in science, right?
Yes.
Like, so it's people are like, oh, this sounds like woo-woo stuff. Well, like I said, some of that woo-woo stuff does has basis in science. And I was going to give the same suggestions that you did. Always be aware, self-aware of your feelings and what you're thinking and your surroundings, and be self-aware of, okay, this is how I'm feeling now. I don't like this. Let me change it. How can I do that? Because I have to hold my hand up. I've been feeling a lot of that lately. Like the past couple of days, I've been feeling a lot more stress, quick to anger, and just frustrated, and not really knowing the reasons why, but knowing that I have those feelings, and that's not the way I want to feel and I want to think, so I can stop, take my breath, calm myself down, and refocus on something better, like you said, gratitude and something positive. So I was going to say the same things, maybe just in a different way, but basically the same things are, I really am a firm believer that people need to be self-aware of where they're at mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. You really have to be self-aware in order to be able to give the best part of you to not only yourself, but to everybody else, and to present that to people. What about you, Josie? What do you think?
Oh, yeah, everything you guys said, basically. I think my biggest aha moment from listening to you just now, Diala, is it's so easy. Like, it's once you actually know the steps and know what you need to do, it's really, it goes from feeling really like challenging, this big thing, like, oh my God, like, how am I going to change the way I feel? Because that's such a big part of your day, isn't it? But when you actually realize you just need to be aware, you need to breathe, you need to come back to your senses, write down what you're grateful for, it is so easy. And I think that that's a lot of what stops people from doing it. Sometimes it seems like a lot of work, but when you have the right people, you have the right advice, it's not hard. And it is, even if I say it's not hard, it might feel hard for someone just starting out, right? And even if it does, that feeling won't last, one. And two, it is so worth it to go through that. Maybe you're uncomfortable at first, really, like going through your problems, your problems. And it might feel uncomfortable, but that's where the growth is, outside of your comfort zone. What does Seb say? He learned a quote from someone else that says, how do you expect to grow outside your comfort zone if you live so far within it, right? So you need to get outside your comfort zone, go do the uncomfortable things, and it really is that simple. So yeah, and where should someone kind of start if this is the first time they're hearing anything about NLP? Where do you start? Like, I would say go find someone who knows what they're talking about. But what would you say?
Yeah, look, I mean, for me, I think it's similar to my journey, because I didn't know anything about all of that. And the first thing I did was to start basically reading books and also getting help and getting coached and learning about the journey. But in particular, NLP makes you, heighten your consciousness, or levels up your consciousness to a different level quicker than going, and especially if you have a coach, you can do it quicker than doing it on your own. So it all depends on the person's journey and how fast they would like to get from a life of chaos to a life of more alignment and purpose and becoming the best version of yourself. I mean, one of the most important elements that I learned from NLP, I think 2 or 3 most important points that I learned from NLP is basically to understand how the brain works. I mean, that one for me was the most powerful. And understanding that, for example, number 1, the brain is taking orders from you all the time. So, what you think and how you feel and how you say things also to yourself and to others, it's an automatic instruction to your brain. So, for example, if I want to, let's say, release weight, okay? You say, I want to, I don't want to be fat anymore. So first of all, the brain does not recognize the negatives in your sentence. So the brain recognizes only doesn't recognize it. So what the brain hears, I want to be fat. Did you know that?
I didn't
So
know.
yeah, so the brain does not recognize the negative. So that when you want to do affirmations, or when you want to give instructions to yourself, or make a decision, or put a goal, you have to put it in the way you want it. So say it like you want it, not like you don't want it. So that for me was transformational, because obviously your unconscious mind and your subconscious mind is hearing what you're saying, and is accordingly impacting your actions. So so the way you say things also is very important. So that was super cool when I discovered it, and I started telling everybody, no, that's not how you say it. You have to say it like this.
Yeah, definitely. Wow,
Yeah.
that's so powerful, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we end up doing that too. Wait a minute. I get called out by Seb and Pierre all the time. No, wait a minute. Go back and say that again, but say it this way. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. I think we do that to each other all the time. Like, you can't say that. Do it this way. You can't think that. I caught myself doing it to somebody the other day at my client's house. Now you can't say it that way. You have to do it this way. They're like, yeah.
What kind of crazy person are you?
Yeah. You should see some of the looks I get when I'm sitting there in public going, ooh, ha, hoo, and I'm the only one there. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, wow, I so enjoy this, because for me, it reaffirms a lot of things I already knew, and also brings up things that I knew but may have forgotten about or kind of gotten away from. So it's like bringing that back up, and I love this. So I thank you so much, Dalia. This is incredible, and I think people will really learn a lot from this. And I've said this before, and I think it's sometimes really hard for people to understand. It's like you said, our brain is taking orders from us. And so you choose how you're feeling, you choose how you're thinking. And when people are telling you that you're creating your life based on what you're saying and what you're doing right now, that is so true, because it's all already in you. You have to really pay attention. Like I said, be self-aware and realize that I'm choosing everything, every moment of my life, all the time. So it's like, if you don't like the situation you're in, you can make the choices and change all of that to get out of that. And it really doesn't take very much. People are thinking this is going to take forever, it's going to take years, it's too much hard work, and it's really not. It can be instantaneous, and I think that's important for people to know that. So I love this. This is amazing. So as we go to wrap up, I do want to know if there's anything, any advice you'd like to give people, or anything you'd like people to know before we finish wrapping up here. Either one of you gonna fight for it?
Good question. No, I think for me, what I would like to leave people with is to just realize, the power that you have within you. And one of the most important thing that my mentor, taught me, David Meltzer, he's one of the most amazing, most giving, person that I've met. And he was saying, if you want to get to a certain, achieve a certain goal, if you want to get to a certain place, the fastest way to get there is to ask for help from someone who's already there. Yeah. So that was for me like extremely inspiring, because don't spend a lot of time figuring it out by yourself. Life is precious, and you can achieve so much, and you can transform so much faster if you ask for help. So, whether it is, getting help from myself or my Power of Happiness course, or my one-on-one or group coaching, or any other coach, just do it. Do it, because you can have the life that you want much faster than you can imagine.
Wow. Wow.
I know
wow.
a few things are clicking in for me. So yeah, I love
Yeah.
this.
Definitely. Like, this.
Like, come on.
Like a big smack around the face. I'm sure for a lot of people too.
Hello.
But it's this 40 minutes, by the way, 45 minutes has gone so fast. And
Yeah.
I want to thank you so much for being here, sharing your knowledge, sharing your expertise, and sharing your book with us too, and all your things that's going on. Again, everything in the description, go check it out. But yeah, I think I've learned so much. I'm definitely going to go back and watch our own show again, because I want to take notes too. But yeah, thank you so much. And if I'm going to leave anyone on a ending word, it's definitely just repeating what Diala has said, because you deserve to have the life you want, and the life that we all dream, right? We every day, whether it's before bed or maybe you're daydreaming in your office, we think about the life we want, and you can have it and you deserve it. And sometimes you have to go deep within you, build that foundation first to build on top of that, so everything up here doesn't come crashing down one day. And this is definitely the way to do it. It's literal science, that this works. So definitely check it out. And yeah, once again, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate you too. Thank you so much.
Yes, this was so incredible. And I don't know about you, Josie, but I would love to have you on it again sometime and know
Sure.
more, because like I said, I've got things clicking in all over the place. And it's
more.
Yeah. I'll bring my pickaxe and my little hat, the miner's hat. We'll pick your brain. But yeah, this was absolutely incredible. So we would love to have you on again.
Thank you so much. I would love to.
Absolutely. So thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode of the FLC Hangout. We hope you found the discussion informative and engaging. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing to our channel and leaving a comment with your thoughts and suggestions for future topics. We do value your feedback and would love to hear from you. Also, we don't want to forget to hit the like button and share this video with your friends and family who might find it helpful. We want to be sure to push this channel out there to help as many people as possible to reach their freedom lifestyle. We'll be back next Sunday with another episode, so stay tuned, keep learning, and from all of us here at FLC, welcome to the family, where once you're family for life, so you can't get rid of us. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.